What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and I've had a lot of requests to do a video like this. So today we're going to be covering booster bundles. We're going to be looking at the returns on these, talk about whether I think they're a good investment or not, and we're going to be comparing them to booster boxes for every single booster bundle that we look at, because I think that's probably the best comparison we can get. Now, if it's a set that doesn't have a booster box, we'll use the regular ETB. And we'll start off with Lost Origin because this was the first set from Sword and Shield that got a booster bundle. At the time these came out, they weren't super popular, and you could find these fairly cheap on places like Hobbiesville and other websites in Canada, the US, I'm sure, maybe even Europe. And I actually bought 45 of these from Hobbiesville, I think in either late 2023 or early 2024. And I remember paying somewhere close to like $24 USD for each one. That's what it came out to after I bought both. I think the first time I bought some, they were like 5% discount, then I bought 20 more at market price, whatever it was. Very, very cheap product. And you can see here over the past year, they're up 142.55%, which is amazing. That's unreal growth for a year. But when we compare it to the booster box is up 151.99, basically 152% over the same time period. And even if these had the same return, for example, they were both at 152%, I would probably still go with the booster box. And the reason for that is they are more space efficient, but more importantly, you have to sell less of them. If you want to sell the same amount of packs, you'd have to sell 6 booster bundles compared to only 1 booster box. And this is the thing that a lot of you guys that are newer to the hobby haven't gone through yet, and that is selling product. It takes time. Dealing with people, whether it's on Facebook or shipping things out on eBay or through PayPal, whatever, it takes time. And the amount that you can limit that, although it won't show on the raw number that you make, it's going to be a very important consideration, because why do something for 10 hours if you can make the same amount of money in 1 or 2 hours? Now, next up, we have Silver Tempest. The booster bundle is up 150.68% over the past year. I actually bought some of these not too long ago. I think it was in December, after basically all the booster boxes were out on the Pokemon Center. You could still buy a full case of the Silver Tempest booster bundles for MSRP. And at that point, I bought a case, 25, pulled the trigger. I think it was worth doing. I wanted a little more exposure to Silver Tempest, and this was the easiest way to still get MSRP. And honestly, guys, it's not like you were buying an ancillary product. Booster bundles, although probably not as great as booster boxes in most people's opinions, can be worth buying at times, and they're still a fairly solid sealed product. I would much rather be buying these compared to something like 3-pack blisters or check lane blisters, or probably even sleeved packs. Now, if we look at the booster box, it's up 115.7% over the past 12 months. So in this scenario, the Silver Tempest booster bundles were probably a better buy. 35% more ROI. That's probably worth it to most people to have to sell 6 times the amount. And really, when you think about it, you could just buy sealed cases of the booster bundles and just sell them in case quantity. And that's also another way to limit the amount of time you have to spend selling things. But this is the first example of the booster bundle outperforming the booster box over the last 12 months. And trust me, there are a couple more examples of that happening coming here quickly. But next up, we have Crown Zenith. The booster bundles up 154.52% over the past year, last set of the Sword and Shield era. The regular ETB, though, is up 247.65%. As you guys know, we had a massive reprint of the ETBs. These came down to like $35, $40. And you can see here, 12 months ago, they were $50. They even dipped a little bit lower in July of last year, down into the high 40s. Whereas the booster bundles, we got a lot more of these later last year. I think it was like early October. You can see here, these are around $40 and they dropped down to around 25 bucks. This was because the Pokemon Center put these up on their site for MSRP. Prior to that, if you wanted to buy these, they'd be like $50 Canadian, so I don't know, like $38, $40 USD. Most places that you looked, you could probably find them a little bit cheaper on TikTok Shop or some other online stores, but for the most part, they're around 50 Canadian. So with all that said, it kind of makes sense why the Crown Zenith booster bundles haven't performed as well as the Crown Zenith ETBs over the past 12 months. Now, before we look at the Scarlet and Violet era where things get interesting, I wanted to jump in here and give a shout out to today's video sponsor, the Shiny app. Guys, tracking your collection or investments is incredibly important, and the Shiny app allows you to do that. They cover all the main games like Pokemon, One Piece, Magic, and a couple others. And they don't just cover English product, they also cover Pokemon Japanese and Chinese. I truly believe using their app is an easier overall experience than their competitors, and they also try and update their data more frequently than their competition. They're pulling from TCG Player, eBay, price charting, and card market twice a day. And the best part is it's a free app, so I'll leave the links to the Google Play and App Store in the description and pinned comment down below. And thank you to Shiny for sponsoring the video. Now, I am going to try and get through this quite fast because my microphone's about to die, but we'll start with SV Bays. You can see here the booster bundle's up 130% over the past 12 months. Whereas the booster box is up 117. This is fairly close, right? Like this is where clearly the booster bundle did better in terms of ROI, but you have to consider the amount of time you're gonna have to spend to sell 6 times the amount compared to the booster box. Again, when we were talking about Silver Tempest, you could sell these in case quantity to reduce your amount of time if you have very large positions, but also if you're just a new investor, you're not putting too much into it, buying something like this booster bundle probably would have been better for you because you might not be buying booster boxes anyway. So this is a second example of the booster bundle outperforming the booster box. Now next up, we have Paldea Evolved. The booster bundle is up 150.09% over the past 12 months, and the booster box is up 182.1%. Paldea Evolved, most people probably expected this. The booster box has just been running like crazy. It isn't slowing down anytime soon. 151, fairly similar situation. The booster bundle's only up 57.88%. This makes sense. We've got lots of reprints of the booster bundle over the past 12 months, whereas the regular ETB, we haven't got any more of these on the market, up 254.48% over the past 12 months. Obsidian Flames, up 135.76% for the booster bundle. These are sitting around $50 now, quite expensive. And the booster box is only up 124.72%. So this is another example of the booster bundle outperforming the booster box. And I think Paradox Rift was the same, 121.82% for the booster bundle and 112.49% for the booster box. Guys, this kind of makes sense because in this time period, the first 4 sets of SV era, you still had a lot of availability for Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, and the booster bundles really weren't popular at this time. You had a lot of YouTubers online saying that they weren't really convinced of booster bundles. They didn't know if you should invest in them. And also at this time, you could probably buy a lot of these products below what TCG Player was showing, maybe even 10-15% lower than that. So in a lot of these cases with Obsidian Flames, with Paradox Rift, SV Bays, you could probably have made more money buying the booster bundles. But looking strictly at TCG Player data, it's fairly close, right? Like I think if you go either way, once you factor in your time, you're really not making too much more money buying the booster bundles. And now just a couple more to finish out the video. As you guys know, Stellar Crown, all of these newer sets do have booster bundles, but the ROIs on those are much lower. They haven't even been out a year. I think Stellar Crown's surging. Those are around 55%. I think those will drop too. We did just get the Costco bundle announced for Surging Sparks. It's going to have the ETB and the booster bundle. So a lot of the newer sets, they're not really worth talking about right now, but Temporal Forces up 83.83% for the booster bundle, and the booster box is up 111.98. So clearly here, you should go with the booster box. Temporal Forces, the last one on the list for booster boxes, up 137.51% for the booster bundle, and the booster box is actually only up 131.39%. So again, in terms of raw ROI, the booster bundle is doing better, but in reality, once you're trying to sell these, it's probably going to be about the same amount of money you make. And I realize I just skipped over one here, Paldea and Fates. The booster bundle is up 134.94%. Crazy, that's insane. And we have been getting more reprints or restocks of these over the past few months. And the ETB, we haven't been getting more of these. These are up 333.14% over the past 12 months. This is probably one of the best investments you could have made over the past 12-month period out of anything in the Pokemon hobby in terms of sealed product right now. Crazy growth from Paldea and Fates. So to try and summarize this video, I think booster bundles are a decent investment. For the most part, booster boxes are probably still better. PCTBs have been performing even better than the booster boxes. So I think in terms of prioritizing your investments, these probably shouldn't be at the top of the list, but I still think they're a decent investment for specialty sets. And then also if you just don't have a very large budget, this is probably one of the best ways to get a sealed product for each set if you're not willing to shell out lots of money for PCTBs or a sealed case of ETBs or the booster boxes for mainline sets. But as always, you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you like booster bundles? Do you have any experience buying and selling these? Like most investments, I do think there's probably a time and place for these to be part of your portfolio. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching the video. Again, go check out Shiny. I'm gonna leave links in the description down below. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.